Good afternoon, Kenyans. Let me take this opportunity to say that I'm quite impressed by the manner in which the Court of Appeal rendered the judgment on the BBI. And what I would like to say is that it was a very important step in the history of this country. It demonstrates the fact that, as a country, we have matured. We have come of age, because if you compare to how we were in the past, let's say in the 70s and 80s, this country was characterized by dictatorship. The executive used, to exercise dictatorial tendencies. But seeing the judiciary render the opinion on a certain case, like the way they did on the BBI, it shows that we have matured as a country, we have come of age. Finally, we have appreciated, the concept of separation of powers. This is where the executive should actually respect the other institutions, and this is the legislature, and also, executive, the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Each of them has their roles, and when there is separation of powers, these institutions are able to give their decisions based on the merits of a certain case. And I would also like to congratulate the judges who are involved in these cases. All I would like to say is that there must have been a lot of pressure which was exerted on the judges, but nevertheless, they resisted all this pressure. They were able to render their opinion an opinion that is in the best interest of this country. Because, as you know, this country for quite some time has had a very bad history. In fact, at some point, after the elections of 2017, there were some sectors, some quarters of this country who are considering to secede. And the main reason why this was the case is because, when you feel like you are excluded in any given country, of course the best option that you can consider is to secede. But as Kenyans, of course, definitely we don't want such a scenario. And when most of the people in this country feel like there is justice, when they feel that if they approach a court of law in this country, the court of law is going to give an opinion, is going to give a judgment that is in their best interest, then it will make it possible for us to build one country, a harmonious country, where all the tribes of this country can feel like they are Kenyans. We don't want a situation where just a few, a small section of this country feel like they are Kenyans and all the other communities and tribes are excluded. And the way you do this is ensuring that a country is guided by way of rule of law, because we don't want a country where there is a lot of anarchy that is reigning, sovereign. Because if you compare Kenya to the other countries in the region, like the case of Ethiopia, right now you see they are fighting. The tribes in that countries are fighting. And the reason why they are fighting is because they feel like they are excluded, there is anarchy, there is tyranny, impunity, and some of the communities in that country are excluded. So let me take this opportunity to congratulate the judges. There must have been a lot of pressure that was exerted on them. In fact, I know there must have been threat to life to some of the judges. But, they decided to put the country first. They were not indifferent to the sufferings of the Kenyans. These judges, understood the context of this country, and they understand very well where we are coming from. And this is why they gave a judgment yesterday that resonates with most of the Kenyans. This is a departure of what used to happen in the past, because what used to happen? The executive used to change the constitution as and when it was expedient on them. And what the executive used to do is that they used to change the constitution all the times for short-term political goals, and they also disregarded the interest of the country. But this has been put to a stop because the Court of Appeal in this country have given, their judgment that each and every constitution in this country must have a basic structure. This means that there is a structure that should not be violated, for the expediency of politicians, and each and every time there is a political cycle in this country.